Welcome to Searching the Scriptures. Our Bible teacher will be Gunther von Harringa Sr. In this series of studies, we will be focusing on the book of Judges. So without further ado, let's look into God's Word, the Bible.
Good evening and welcome to Searching the Scriptures. This is going to be Judges 4, Part 32, the last installment in Judges 4, and then I'm going to begin on Judges 5, Part 1. And today's date is August 16th, 2017, when this was first aired. I'll go ahead and read verses 21 to 24 of Judges 4. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent, and took an hammer in her hand, and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into his temples, and fastened it into the ground. For he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. And behold, as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him, and said unto him, Come, and I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, Jabin, the king of Canaan, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples. So God subdued on that day Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Israel. And the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin, the king of Canaan, until they had destroyed Jabin, king of Canaan. The last phrase in Judges 4:21 states, For he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. And it consists of three terms, and they only appear together in this verse. So we're going to have to consider them separately. For he was fast asleep is 72:90, and weary is 57:74, and so he died is 41:91. And we'll look at 72:90, for he was fast asleep first. It's actually found in 6 other places, and it indicates a very deep sleep, and even more forcefully, a dead sleep, as we see from Psalm 76, verse 6, referring to Pharaoh and his army that perished in the Red Sea. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and horse are cast into a deep sleep. This is also the case with respect to Daniel, as we learn from Daniel 8:18, as well as Daniel 10:9. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep, on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me upright. And then chapter 10, verse 9 of Daniel, Yet heard I the voice of his words. And when I heard the voice of his words, then I was in a deep sleep, on my face, and my face toward the ground. On the other hand, in Proverbs 10:5, we read this very stern admonition, which is applicable to our present day of judgment, which is likened to a time of reaping. And in light of the other verses, it drives home the point that this is not merely speaking of dozing off, as it were, but a very profound sleep. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame. Excuse me. Lastly, Jonah 1:5-6 contains this term twice, which is curious, as Jonah is a type of Christ. Then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God. and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that God will think upon us that we perish not. We also want to keep in mind how Christ equated sleeping with death in John 11:11 through 14. These things said he, and after that he saith unto them, Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may awake him out of sleep. Then said his disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well. Howbeit Jesus spake of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of taking of rest in sleep. Then said Jesus unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. We have already considered all the words in verses 22 to 24 in some of our earlier lessons, so let's move on to chapter 5, and I'll read the entire chapter, which is a similar victory song, like the song of Moses in Exodus 15, after God defeated Pharaoh, Thutmose III, and his army in the Red Sea, while God delivered all the Israelites. So this is going to be Judges 5, part 1. Again, the air date is August 16th, 2017. Then sang Deborah and Barak, the son of Abinoam, on that day, saying, Praise ye Jehovah for the avenging of Israel, when the people willingly offered themselves. Hear, O ye kings, give ear, O ye princes. I, even I, will sing unto Jehovah. I will sing praise to Jehovah, God of Israel. Jehovah, when thou wentest out of Seir, when thou marchest out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled, and the heavens dropped. The clouds also dropped water. The mountains melted from before Jehovah, even that Sinai from before Jehovah, God of Israel. In the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath, in the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the travelers walked through byways. The inhabitants of the villages ceased. They ceased in Israel, until that I, Deborah, arose, that I arose a mother in Israel. They chose new gods. Then was war in the gates. Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel? My heart is toward the governors of Israel, that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye Jehovah. Speak, ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment, and walk by the way. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Jehovah, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Jehovah go down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake, utter a song. Arise, Barak, and lead thy captivity captive, thou son of Abinoam. Then he made him that remaineth have dominion over the nobles among the people. Jehovah made me have dominion over the mighty. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek. After thee, Benjamin, among thy people, out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handle the pen of the writer. And the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar, and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley. For the divisions of Reuben there were great thoughts of heart. Why abodest thou among the sheepfolds, to hear the bleatings of the flocks? For the divisions of Reuben there were great searchings of heart. Gilead abode beyond Jordan. And why did Dan remain in ships? Asher continued on the seashore, and abode in his breaches. Zebulun and Naphtali were a people that jeoparded their lives unto the death in the high places of the field. The kings came and fought. Then fought the kings of Canaan in Tanakh, by the waters of Megiddo. They took no gain of money. They fought from heaven. The stars in their courses fought against Sisera. The river of Kishon swept them away, that ancient river, the river Kishon. O my soul, thou hast trodden down strength. Then were the horse hoofs broken by the means of the prancings of their mighty ones. Curse ye Meroz, said the angel of Jehovah. Curse ye bitterly the inhabitants thereof, because they came not to the help of Jehovah, against the mighty. Blessed among women shall Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, be. Blessed shall she be above women in the tent. He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish. She put her hand to the nail, and her right hand to the workman's hammer. And with the hammer she smote Sisera. She smote off his head, when she had pierced and stricken through his temples. At her feet he bowed, he fell, he lay down. At her feet he bowed, he fell. Where he bowed, there he fell down dead. The mother of Sisera looked out at a window and cried through the lattice, Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariots? Her wise ladies answered her. Yea, she returned answer to herself. Have they not sped? Have they not divided the prey? To every man a damsel or two? To Sisera a prey of divers colors, of needlework, on both sides, meat for the necks of them that take the spoil. So let all thine enemies perish, O Jehovah. But let them that love him be as the sun when he goeth forth in his might. And the land had rest 40 years. The next term that we want to look at is the term then sang, which is Strong's number 7891. Then sang Deborah and Barak the son of Abinoam on that day, saying. By the way, Abinoam, you might recall, means my father is delight. And this word then sang, Strong's number 7891, is found 87 times and is translated in the following ways: sing 41 times, singer 37 times, singing men 4 times, singing women 4 times, and once as behold. And you know, the Bible has much to say about singing, starting with the fact that Christ himself is called the chief musician. That's Strong's number 5329. And it's used over 50 times in the Psalms alone. Although a different Hebrew word is employed, Zephaniah 3:17 acknowledges, Jehovah thy God in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. And over thee with singing is 74:40. Additionally, we know that David, who of course is a great type of Christ and an accomplished musician in his own right, was really instrumental in establishing the role of music as well as singing in the Old Testament temple worship, as 1 Chronicles 15:16-22 record. And David spake to the chief of the Levites to appoint their brethren to be the singers with instruments of music, psalteries and harps and cymbals, sounding by lifting up the voice with joy. So the Levites appointed Heman, the son of Joel, and of his brethren Asaph, the son of Berechiah, and of the sons of Merari their brethren, Ethan, the son of Cushiah, and with them their brethren of the second degree, Zechariah, Ben, and Jahaziel, Shemi-Ramoth, Jehael, and Uni, Eliab, Benaiah, and Maaseiah, and Mattithiah, Eliphaleh, and Micniah, and Obed-Edom, and Jael, the porters. So the singers Heman, Asaph, and Ethan were appointed to sound with cymbals of brass, and Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemi-Ramoth, and Jehiel, and Uni, and Eliab, and Maaseiah, and Benaiah, with psalteries on Alamoth, and Mattithiah, and Eliphaleh, and Micniah, and Obed-Edom, and Jael, and Azaziah, with harps on the Sheminith to excel. And Chenaniah, chief of the Levites, was for song. He instructed about the song because he was skillful. The church age also recognized the special place that music and singing held in worship. And even down to our present day, believers maintain the vital role of faithful music and singing, along with prayer and Bible study, to glorify the Godhead and edify the saints, as we read in 1 Chronicles 16:9 and 23. Sing unto him, sing psalms unto him, talk ye of his wondrous works. This is 9 and 23. I just read 9. This is 23. Sing unto Jehovah all the earth. Show forth from day to day his salvation. The term then sang in Judges 5:1 is used one other time in verse 3 and rendered as I, even I, will sing. Hear, O ye kings, give ear, O ye princes. I, even I, will sing unto Jehovah. I will sing praise to Jehovah, God of Israel. As I mentioned earlier, this word also surfaces in Exodus 15:1 and 21 as I will sing and sing respectively. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto Jehovah, and spake, saying, I will sing unto Jehovah, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. And Miriam answered them, Sing ye to Jehovah, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. In Psalm 68, 1-35, this term appears in verses 4, 25, and 32. To the chief musician, a psalm or song of David. Let God arise, let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melteth before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto God. Sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name Yah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God seeth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains. But the rebellious dwell in a dry land. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah, the earth shook. The heavens also dropped at the presence of God. Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God, the God of Israel. Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain, whereby thou didst confirm thine inheritance when it was weary. Thy congregation hath dwelt therein. Thou, O God, hast prepared of thy goodness for the poor. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have lain among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow and salmon. The hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, an high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap ye, ye high hills? This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, Jehovah will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that Jehovah God might dwell among them. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the God of our salvation. Selah. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belong the issues from death. But God shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such an one as goeth on still in his trespasses. The Lord said, I will bring again from Bashan, I will bring my people again from the depths of the sea, that thy foot may be dipped in the blood of thine enemies, and the tongue of thy dogs in the same. They have seen thy goings, O God, even the goings of my God, my King, in the sanctuary. The singers went before, the players on instruments followed after. Among them were the damsels playing with timbrels. Bless ye God in the congregations, even the Lord, from the fountain of Israel. There is little Benjamin with their ruler, the princes of Judah and their council, the princes of Zebulun and the princes of Naphtali. Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Strengthen, O God, that which thou hast wrought for us. Because of thy temple at Jerusalem shall kings bring presents unto thee. Rebuke the company of spearmen, the multitude of the bulls, with the calves of the people, till every one submit himself with pieces of silver. Scatter thou the people that delight in war. Princes shall come out of Egypt. Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. Sing unto God, ye kingdoms of the earth. O sing praises unto Jehovah, Selah. To him that rideth upon the heavens of heavens, which were of old, lo, he doth send out his voice, and that a mighty voice. Ascribe ye strength unto God. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, thou art terrible out of thy holy places. The God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God. Well, I think we'll stop here, and Lord willing, we will investigate verse 2 in our next Bible study. And we read in verse 2, Praise ye Jehovah for the avenging of Israel, when the people willingly offered themselves.
Thank you for joining us today for Searching the Scriptures. Until next time, to God be the glory.